There's the book of Job, chapter 15, verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepared deceit. First and foremost, I would like to say, Call Yah B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Kakodash, the ones to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole flag to all you brothers out there pushing the word of truth and sincerity. Shalom to all you brothers, stay strong, pushing this quick lesson. And of course, I want to speak about Esau, which is the congregation of the hypocrites. And, Esau likes to pretty much put the blame on everybody else. When shit goes bad, when shit goes south, Esau likes to put the blame on everybody else but himself. Okay, because really what's happening in the world and the reason why everything's corrupted, everything's being destroyed, this beautiful, the Lord's beautiful creation is being, consumed is because of Esau's bitch ass. Okay, but what does Esau like to do? He likes to point the finger at everybody else and call them the bad guy. When really you're the bad guy, Esau. Okay, you're the devil. That's why you're the devil, man. Okay, you're the sons of the wicked. That you represent everything that is bad, everything that is evil, everything that is wicked. You represent that. Okay, when wars are being started, guess who's starting these fucking wars? Esau. Okay, when people's resources and goods are being depleted, guess who's depleting their goods and the resources? Esau. He's going around stealing, people's, things. Okay, he's stealing people's lands but then he likes to put the blame on everybody else. Okay, like it's their fault. Pretty much Esau says like, oh, it's their fault because they're letting their president or their whatever their emperor take their shit. So we gotta go up in there and we gotta defend these people. But what happens when Esau goes up in there? He leaves the whole place worse than what it was. Look at what happened with Libya. This dude Gaddafi, what was his name? Muammar Gaddafi or something like that. I know his last name was Gaddafi, but the reason why they started demonizing him was because he didn't want to, he wanted to put up gold and silver up in his money system, I believe. Okay, and he didn't want to deal with the Rothschilds no more. At one point, he was a puppet for these devils, but then eventually he didn't want to play ball no more. So what happened was they started demonizing him. Oh, look, he's doing this to his people. That's how it always goes. Esau always makes up a lie, to justify his actions, so he can go up in there and not get any backlash, not get any, clapback from the people, like saying, you can't do this, you can't do that because that's evil. But they'll use a lot of propaganda. That's what they call it, propaganda, to demonize a certain individual so they can justify themselves to go up into these people's lands and take their shit. Okay, and if you notice what they, he was pretty much made an example. They grabbed him up and they even showed his death. They showed you how they grabbed him up. They were beating the shit out of him. He was pretty much on his last legs, man. And I forgot how they killed him. I don't know if they chopped his head off or they hung him. But they did him dirty. They did him bad because he didn't want to play ball with the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers anymore. But that's what these devils do, man. They'll blame everybody else. Like, the reasons why they're being, what's the word? The reason why they're being oppressed is because their tyrannical leaders is making them is doing it to them. When in reality, no, these people are good, and they're really helping the people, but they'll use that propaganda, and then they'll be justified to move up in there. Okay, like I mentioned earlier. So once again, it says, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepared deceit. Exactly, their belly meaning their mind. These devils are ready to fucking lie on anybody and on anything, just so they can fulfill their agenda. Okay, what's their agenda? The New World Order. Okay, they want to be able to control every single land, every law, every bank system. They want to control everything. They want to control people, which the ultimate way to control people is through that MOTB. Okay, the RFID chip. That's really the one way they can control all people. And what are they going to start doing? They're going to start which they've been doing it already. Okay, the MOTB is already here, but eventually it's gonna become a front page scenario. Okay, it's gonna be in the front page. Pretty much, it's gonna be, every day it's gonna be just like you see the Beetlejuice right now, being pumped out. You see, celebrities coming out. Get your Beetlejuice. Get your Beetlejuice. Okay, and that's what Esau does. Okay, and in order for him to convince people to take certain things, who do they get? They get these fucking famous actors, these athletes and shit like that, and they start promoting that bullshit. Okay, and then you see how they're promoting the Beetlejuice. Take the stab. It's for your good, and people believe that shit, and they'll follow suit after their fucking favorite actors and actresses and athletes, like a bunch of fucking zombies. So when it comes with the MOTB, which is the RFID chip, it's gonna be the same thing. You see the headlines of the Beetlejuice right now. Guess what? The next stage is gonna be the headlines is gonna be the MOTB. The front page is gonna be the RFID chip. On a daily basis, you see what's happening with on a daily basis they're pumping this shit out with the Beetlejuice. Well, guess what? On a daily basis, they're gonna be pumping the MOTB agenda out there. Okay, like I said, it's already here, but it's gonna become it's gonna become mandatory at some point. Okay, just like they want to do with the Beetlejuice, they want to make it mandatory. Here it is. First, Esau was talking about how you only need one Beetlejuice. Okay, now then they start talking about you got to get your two, your second Beetlejuice, and now they're talking about the third. But now even the fourth, you're gonna need a fourth fucking Beetlejuice shot. I mean, if you can't see right now that these motherfuckers are really trying to kill you, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Go ahead and take them, man. Really, I don't care if none of the brothers care. Go ahead and take your fucking Beetlejuice, man. If you ain't part of the truth, if you ain't part of the hopeful elect, okay, and you don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, go ahead and take 20 of them fucking things, man. Go ahead and take 20 and fucking die. Because clearly you don't have no fucking wisdom. You don't have no smarts about you. You don't have no brain cells. You don't think. You don't question shit. Okay, so go ahead and take 20 of them Beetlejuice shots. And when the MOTB, go ahead and take, when the MOTB comes through in a heavy way, then go ahead and take 20 of them shits, man. If you're not part of the elect. Okay. But anyways, Job chapter 15, verse 34, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. Exactly. So these devils, these hypocrites, they like to blame everybody else but themselves, which really they're the problem. Okay, when Esau comes through, then problems come through. Okay, that's what happens. Ever since Esau came into power, not came into power, but was given the power by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Don't get it twisted, okay? The power that you Edomites have was given to you by up on high, by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, but like I said, once these devils came into power, man, all types of problems and pain and suffering, oppression, famines, people can't have no fucking food. Okay, here it is, these devils are taking, they want more and more and more. They're taking everything for themselves. And what does that leave the rest of the world with? Nothing. Okay, no fucking money, no food. We're pretty much in slavery. Okay, we're living in fucked up scenarios, man. Fucked up situations. Okay, but here it is, these devils are getting fatter and fatter, richer and richer, while the poor get poorer, which is us. We represent the poor, man. Fuck the other nations. Okay, why us, we get poorer and poorer, man. But these devils, these Edomites, they're getting richer and richer every day. So what's going to happen to these devils? They're going to be destroyed. They're going to be made desolate, meaning they're going to go into slavery and eventually going to be exterminated, eradicated from off the face of the earth, according to the book of Obadiah. Okay, and the fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. Okay, by that thermonuclear destruction, that's the fire that shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. Okay, they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and the belly prepared deceit. Okay, so eventually you devils are talking about being eradicated and being, taken out from off the face of the earth. Let me go ahead and get the book of Job. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4, and it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. Exactly. So going back to the hypocrite, okay, you devils are only, pretty much 400 years in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is nothing. Of course, to us, it seems like an eternity, but really, it's nothing. Okay, so it says the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment. And the wicked is talking about Esau. Okay, and the beautiful thing is we're at the we're in the last days of the last days, man. We're at the end of this shit. Okay, it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which seen him shall say, where is he? So, it might seem impossible to these people out in the world that don't know the truth, right? To them, it seems impossible for Esau to go down. Okay, they actually think Esau's going to be in power forever. Okay, because they see these rich rich so-called white men, they see Esau as presidents and mayors and judges, right? So our people, they actually think that Esau's going to be in power forever. But we're here to tell you, look, we're at the very end of these devils, rulership. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which seen him shall say, where is he? So, just like when you flush down, piece of shit down the toilet, that's going to be Esau. Meaning he's going to be eradicated, exterminated from off the face of the earth. And people are going to be asking in the kingdom of heaven, what happened to this Edomite? What happened to this individual? What happened to the devil that was at some point in history, he was ruling and governing, Babylon the Great, and he was causing all these wars. What happened to this individual? It says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found, yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Exactly, man. So pretty much you devils are going to be like a dream of the night. You might have a dream, you wake up and you might think about it for the first couple minutes, but then after an hour or two, you completely forget about the dream. You completely forget about what you dreamt. So it's going to be the same thing, man. Just like right now we're living in a nightmare. This is hell for our people, man. For us so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, we're living in a nightmare situation right now. Okay, but this is Esau's, Esau's living in his beautiful dream, and we're living in a nightmare. But then eventually, the roles are going to be reversed. Esau's going to be living in a nightmare, and we're going to be living in a beautiful dream. Okay, like spoken of, what is it in? I know it's in the book of John, but the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. Okay, the rich man had it good, and Lazarus, which Lazarus represents the nation of Israel, and the rich man represents Esau. Okay, the rich man had everything, and Lazarus, he was living off the crumbs of the rich man. And then eventually, the rich man, he started being in torments. He started being tormented, meaning he was in slavery. He was getting his ass whooped. Okay, and then if Lazarus, he was living good. And that's what's going to happen. But once again, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Okay, meaning you devils are going to be like a nightmare, man. Okay, you might have had a nightmare, but you woke up and then eventually you forget about that nightmare. That's how it's going to be for us, the nation of Israel. Okay, we're complete. The kingdom of heaven is going to be so bad, man. It's going to be so beautiful that we're going to forget about the bullshit that we were catching on this side. The oppression that we were going through, we're going to completely forget about that shit. The pains, the tears, the suffering, our captivities. We're going to, all that shit is going to leave our mind. All that shit is going to leave our spirit. Okay, and we're going to be, happy. We're going to be joyous. But then on the flip side, Esau's going to be in pains and straits, suffering, being oppressed on a whole different level than what he made us go through. Okay, these devils, or people think, our different captivities and slaveries and conquests, the conquering of our people were bad, was bad. Well, Esau's he's gonna get it worse than what we had to go through. Okay, his slavery is gonna be on a whole different level. It's gonna be intensified, times 7. Okay, but anyways, with that, I'm gonna say call out Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Shem Kakodash. Till the next time, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I'm gonna say shalom.